Hi everyone, your Power Al here with another vlog. So this is going to be another vlog where I talk about Haikyu. Now I am caught up with the series because Haikyu to the Top is not done yet. It's split into two parts and I'm just going to wait until Haikyu to the Top is done before I do a review on the season because, I mean, it's still going on. But even though I'm caught up, there's still some Haikyu related material that I haven't seen, and that's what I want to talk about because I just finished watching them today, or at least the last one, and I'm talking about the OVAs. There's like 5 OVAs for Haikyu right now, and over the past 5 days I've just been watching them and I'm caught up, so this is going to be a recap of that. So yeah, this is the Haikyu OVAs recap, and again, there's 5 of them. There's one for the first 3 seasons, or for each of the first 3 seasons, and then the first half of Haikyu to the Top has 2 OVAs, so 5 in total. The first OVA is it's the arrival of Lev. Lev is a character in Nekoma, and that's what this OVA focuses on. This takes place before the events of season 2, where Karasuno goes to the training camp. So at the Karasuno training, or not the Karasuno training, the Tokyo training camp, when Nekoma is there, in season 2, there is a new teammate in Nekoma. His name is Lev, and because this OVA takes place before the events of season 2, like, this is technically his proper introduction. And Lev he's an interesting character. He's not good at volleyball. I think he started playing fairly recently by the time the OVA starts, so his skills aren't the best, and he's like, the OVA focuses on him learning how to play better, and the setter of Nekoma, his name is Kenma. It focuses on those two learning to play together, and Lev is getting the hang of things. He's an interesting character as well. He's actually half Russian and half Japanese, which is interesting because you don't really see that often in focus camera. Like, you don't really see a lot of mixed characters in anime. One actually notable example I can think of is Tamaki from Horani High School Host Club. I know he's like half French, that's getting off topic, but yeah, it's interesting that this character, like, that they have a mixed character in the series, so it just adds a little bit of diversity. And Lev himself is an interesting character as well because he's very similar to Hinata. They're both really bad at volleyball at first. The only difference is that Lev is like super tall because of his Russian heritage. But yeah, that's the first OVA. The second one is, this also takes place before the Karasuno training camp, but this OVA is for the second season. It just shows what happens at the start of the season when Kageyama and Hinata have to take their makeup exams, because the Tokyo training camp arc, it starts with them like having to take their makeup exams because they're just dumb, and like they have to take like a makeup one before they can make it to the Tokyo training camp. So we get to see them study in this OVA. They're not that good, and they, like, even though they fail like their first exams and have to take the makeup exams, like they really like barely made it. They failed, or they barely passed, so they end up going to the training camp pretty early, or pretty late. So like the OVA is just tying into the training camp arc, and it does have some humorous moments. The first OVA with the arrival of Lev, that also has some interesting moments because there's they cut to a scene where Karasuno, they're playing like a PSP knockoff, which, like, with a Monster Hunter knockoff, and we get to see like all of their personalities when they're playing the game, which is pretty funny. And then it parodies the ending of season 1 when they dropped the PSP. But the second season OVA, like there's a funny scene with Kageyama and Hinata just getting up in the vice principal's face, like we'll take the makeup exams later. We really want to go to the Tokyo training camp, and causes like his wig to fall off because the vice president, not principal of the high school, wears a wig. The third OVA is really it's just a recap of the tournament that takes place like in the last half of season 2 and the entirety of season 3. Like it just highlights some of the teams that played in it, namely Date Tech, Alba Josai, and Karasuno? Maybe Shiratorizawa. I don't remember if they were featured or like just highlighted, but it's done from like the perspective of like a sports commenter just talking about the events of the season or the tournament, and I thought that was actually pretty interesting as well. And it gives a nice recap of that season, or I don't know why I keep on saying season, of that tournament, which has a lot of really, really good moments, so that was a nice refresher. And then the last two OVAs, which are the ones for the first half of Haikyu to the Top, they're actually a two-parter. It's like they're together, and it's again about Nekoma. The first half of the fourth OVA has Nekoma going up against Fukurodani, who is shown in the training camp in season 2, and how their ace Bokuto, how good he is at volleyball, with Nekoma trying to keep up with that team. And then the second half of that OVA has Nekoma going up against this team called Nohebi, who plays dirty. They use a lot of tactics, like just trash talking the other team. They act like super nice to the crowd and to the refs to gain favor with them and things like that. Like they'll block like shots from the ref's point of view. Like they'll dive when a ball is like clearly in the court, but like they'll dive to make it look like it was out. Things like that. And the last OVA just has the conclusion of the Nekoma versus Nohebi match, and also it has Lev again trying to learn how to play better, and in this instance he is learning how to value teamwork. And the third year members of Nekoma, like a couple of them end up having to sub out of the match just because one of them like ends up like injuring their hand, and another ends up like injuring their foot. So it gives like a nice little bit of focus on the younger members of Nekoma, especially Lev and Kenma. So yeah, those are the OVAs so far for Haikyu. I think there's probably going to be more later on for like later seasons, maybe like when the second half of To the Top is done. But I mean, it's nice that I still have like some Haikyu things to watch while I'm waiting for new episodes. And it's also a refreshing feeling knowing that I can watch episodes as they come out with everyone else. Like I'll see like posts on Twitter about people talking about events of like an episode. But yeah, and I think there's actually some movies for Haikyu. I think. I don't know, but anyways, that's gonna be it for this vlog. I just talked about Haikyu. Also, related to Haikyu, I bought a volleyball just because like watching Haikyu has really made me want to play. So I bought a volleyball so I can practice playing. Just because it'd be fun to play. It looks fun. And I know like Haikyu like exaggerates a lot of things just because they do that a lot in anime, but still it makes volleyball look really fun, and it's something I want to at least try. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this vlog, so thank you all so much for watching, and see you all next time for another one. Later.